Hello everyone and welcome back. So I'm finally back with another YouTube video, and I know I've been gone for a while, but this time I'm doing the makeovers for the last 5 of my Not So Berry Sims, at least, the last 5 Sims for my main Not So Berry challenge. It's pretty exciting. I've probably been waiting to do this video for a while. I actually filmed this video a while back, so that's why it's a little, I don't know, like, it's fine, but like it might look a little outdated, so I don't know. And then also, I'll just warn you of this now. My cast background changes at the end of this video for the last 2 Sims, because I recorded that later than the original 3, I think, that I did all at once, I think. I don't remember exactly how I did this. I filmed this back in November, and I think the other parts of it in just like early December or something like that. So it's been a while, so I'm sorry if it's kind of weird and jarring. But yeah, so I'm back, and I'm going to just go ahead and, tell you guys about my Sims and everything. But before that, as far as like YouTube, I'm not going to say that you guys should expect me to be like posting very frequently on here. That's never been the thing that I do. That's never been the way I do this. YouTube is not my passion, so to speak. I just don't want to, it's not like my main goal. It's not my main thing, I'm not trying to be a Sims YouTuber, really. I just do this because some people on Instagram asked me to, and I thought it would be kind of fun, so that's why I do this. But please don't expect me to be like super on top of uploads and that kind of thing. I'm not going to ever have an upload schedule. Nothing like that is ever going to happen, at least not for now. I mean, I might change my mind in the future, but, I won't be a YouTuber, so to speak, because I wouldn't call myself that. But anyway, so this video is kind of special to me, I guess, because these Sims, this part of my Not So Berry, are all Sims that I played with this past year, and 2022 is coming to an end, so it's kind of a send off for that. But these Sims are like all really important to me because this was like the most fun I had. These 5 generations were very fun for me with Not So Berry, and I had a really good time with all these Sims and playing with them and just posting their stories on Instagram. Obviously, if you want to know more about them, go to my Instagram, but please don't spam like. I can't stand that. But yeah, so these Sims are all really important to me, and we're starting off with my Orange Gen Sim, Clementine. She was our, like, criminal kind of, she was kind of a little, I guess, like, rebel, rough around the edges, I guess, kind of Sim. She had a lot of, I don't know, unsavory things, I guess, happen in her life as far as, like, things she did. She killed her she killed her landlord when she lived at her apartment, and she actually, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this on Instagram, but she had a nicotine addiction. Like, it was so bad. And her husband grew weed at their house, and yeah, that was her. I don't really have much else to say, but she was my Plum Sim Aster's daughter, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, she was quite the Sim. Orange Gen is always fun because you just have like a bunch of crazy things you can do, and you just do it, so yeah. And then next is her son. This is Val. He had a twin sister named Fleur. I really, like, looking back, I maybe should have included her in this video, but I didn't because she wasn't like an heir, she was a really big part of his life and of his generation, and she was, a really important Sim to me, I would say, but she wasn't the heir. so that's why she's not in this video, but that's not to say I won't, like, do a makeover of her at some point if you guys, like, want that, because there are a few, like, side character, NSB Sims that I feel like I could, do makeovers of that I think some people would enjoy, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, this is Val, short for Valentine, and he is probably up there with one of my favorite Sims that I had, like, in this legacy and in my game ever. He was just a really, shy, kind of awkward person. He had the unflirty trait, and so when he was in high school, he met a few people when he was in high school, but he met this girl, and if you want me to give her a makeover, I will, because she's kind of a part of the story, but Junie, or Juniper, it's her full name. I tend to call my Sims by their nicknames, so I'm sorry about that. But he met Juniper in high school. They were best friends for a really long time, and one thing led to another, and they ended up, and they ended up having a daughter together. They had Coral, who was the next Sim. He only ever had that one child because, I don't know, he just spent a lot of time in his life, I think, kind of figuring out what he wanted, and also, he didn't really come to terms with the fact that he was gay until he was, like, an adult, so, it just kind of, I don't know, didn't necessarily work out the way he might have planned it to, but his story was one that I was really excited about, and I remember so many people being just so cool and supportive about that story, and I'm really glad that some people liked it. You can go and look at my Instagram for that. I'm not gonna say everything. Also, it's been probably like 7 or 8 months since all this went down, so but anyway, next Sim is, like I said, Coral. Coral was my Peach Gen. Her generation was a little less story heavy. She actually solved the Strangerville mystery, which I'd only done one time previous before, like, I did it with her, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun, and it was just kind of cool to do it with her. It's definitely something I feel like she would have done. I honestly feel like Pip, my Mint Sim, should have did it, but she didn't, because I was not thinking about that at the time, I guess. And so, Coral kind of did it, and, ended up becoming the, like, hero of Strangerville and all that stuff, so it was really, kind of fun. She did complete the Strangerville aspiration, too. And so she did the investigation with her coworker, Nico. His full name was actually Nicholas, but I always called him Nico. And they did it together, and they kind of didn't like each other at the time when they first met, so they kind of had a little bit of a contentious relationship, I guess you would say, and then, like, at the end, they obviously ended up together because she had to marry a coworker, and I thought I would make it a little more interesting, with the kind of enemies to lovers, kind of like rivals thing. But yeah, they, were, kind of, they kind of had a back and forth, but they ended up getting married and stuff, and they had 3 kids. They had Hunter, Ivy, and what was his name? Okay, I'm sorry. I literally forgot their last child's name. His name is Oakley, and they had those 3 kids, and everything was good from there, and now we move into Green Gen. I don't know how I forgot his name, but I straight up just, like, forgot. So anyway, Hunter, was my Green Gen Sim, and he kind of had, his, like, gen was not very, like, story-based, I would say. It was a little bit more based on just, like, the gameplay and, like, his relationship, with his wife, Marlo, and his, kids, basically, that whole gen. He had 5 kids, with Marlo. They had, twins first. They had Rain, and Atlas, and then they ended up having another set of twins, But then they had, before they had the set of twins, they had their son Blue, and then they had twins, Celeste, and again, I cannot remember one of them's names. I don't know why I've forgotten all my Sims names, but I'm not going to go look it up because I don't have time for that. But anyway, Sapphire was her name. I just remembered. Yeah, so anyway, I keep forgetting my Sims names. I don't usually do that, but anyway, and yeah, I like that gen, and it was fun. It was just more of like a family-based gen, but then that was kind of what Blue Gen ended up being too, but like, it doesn't matter because I still really liked each gen for different reasons. But yeah, he was, kind of a computer nerd, and he did all that, and, yeah, he was just a fun sim to play with, and I had a good time with his, story, I guess. And yeah, he did move out as a teenager, by the way, which Clem moved out as a teenager too. I forgot to mention that, because I didn't really talk about her much. I'm sorry. But, yeah, so, he moved out as a teenager, and he had a good time. I don't know. And his girlfriend, Marlo, she went to university, as well, so there was that. But then here is Rain. She is my Blue Gen. She was, I think she was technically the first kid born from Hunter and Marlo, because I think she was born before her brother, but I could be wrong. I can't really remember. But yeah, she's my Blue Gen, and she was probably one of my favorite Sims I played with in this legacy as well. I love all these Sims, I really do, but like, she was just a lot of fun. She was the last, main not so berry Sim, and she was just a really fun Sim to play with. She had a pretty simple life when you think about it. She lived on a farm with her husband, Beck. They met in high school. Beck wore a cowboy hat all the time, and I really did, genuinely love that. And they ended up having 9 kids in the end. When my white gen heir, Lennon, when she moved out, I think they had, 6 or 7 kids or something like that. And then after, I think it was 6, but after Lennon moved out, she just kept popping babies out, and it was not, it wasn't me that was making her get pregnant, it was the game. It was MC Command Center or something, so it was just, crazy. But anyway, she was a really fun sim to play with anyway. I really liked the farm lifestyle and, all that, and honestly, probably my favorite gen. I honestly miss that whole generation, so much. If I could replay it, with, all the same Sims, and, it would be, awesome, because I had such a good time with it. But yeah, she did, according to the rules, she had to do this. She did have an affair, which, she never talked about, and, that was kind of, that was fun, too. I mean, I didn't, love it, because, I felt kind of awful making her cheat on Beck, because Beck was honestly, the best guy, probably, one of my favorite spouses that we've had in this, challenge, and so I don't know, it was just sucked, but also the drama is fun too. So yeah, I did really enjoy this gen. It was just something kind of different, and I don't know, it was just a good time for me, and I have so much I'm so proud of myself for finishing this challenge. I've played Not So Berry so many times, and I was never able to keep myself interested enough in it to actually finish it, and I'm just really happy that I did. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here and everything, and I will see you guys another time when I post another video. But yeah, that is all for today. Goodbye.